What's good, everybody? Welcome. It is your man's Symba, and you are now here with Truth Be Told with my uncle, Vernon Maxwell. Today, we will be talking about a lot of our NBA preseason predictions, who we think going to take the finals, who's our rookie of the year. We got a couple of special guests coming through. But before we do that, we got to talk about something very special because I know you've been fighting for something for a long time, and you recently just got all your Florida records back. Let's talk about that right there.
Man.
Right there, huh? Let's start right there.
Nephew, you know how much it means a lot to me, so much, man. I've been fighting this for the last 20 years, man, trying to get these records reinstated. But I knew that what had happened, we had an old regiment of people in the building that didn't really fuck with me. You know what I mean? Those are the people that let somebody that really wasn't a Gator take my records away from me.
Yeah.
You know, so I had to wait on all those old coon ass motherfuckers to get out the way. And once they got out the way, they brought some new people in. And then like Todd Golden, the head coach at Commend. Todd Golden, man, much love. I love you so much for doing and standing up for Vernon Maxwell and the Maxwell family. It means a lot to me. Yeah. And the athletic director, Kirkland. It means a lot to me for what he done for me too, man. So I mean, man, I commend the Gators and just for doing it. I mean, my mama was able to see it being done.
Yeah.
I had my family with me at the table, my sisters, and you know, I mean, I had Cam and you know, and Drew, a lot of guys that I had at the table. You know, I mean, we never thought it was going to happen, so it was a blessing, man, just to see my mom.
Go into the process a little bit of that, because most people might not know what that feel like to set a record, right, and have all these historic things. And you may be telling people about it, but you can't show them on paper. Like, what's the process of that like?
I know, because all I can do is just talk about it, and then you see your records erased, and then it's nothing to, you know, like you actually like to see it in black and white. And then when you can't see it in black and white, and I'm just telling you about it, and you're saying, oh shit, this man talks some bullshit. I don't see this shit. I don't say Vernon Maxwell, second all-time leading scorer in the SEC history, first all-time leading scorer in Gators history. You don't see that shit. So, man, I talk about it, and a lot of people knew it, but they still didn't believe it. So, and just to not believe and all the work and the hard work I put into like doing that shit and for the Maxwell family, because where I came from, man, we came from the mud. You know what I mean? I got it from the mud, you know. It was hard from where I came from. And then just to be able to do that and then to get it taken away from me, man, because like I always tell my kids in life, you know, numbers don't lie. You know what I mean? Shit, if you did those, I mean, your numbers don't, I mean, like if you did it, those are your numbers, that's what it's going to be. So my take on that part was, if you're going to take my numbers away, then why wouldn't we give all this money back that I won for the university when I was in the NCAA tournament, when we had never made a goddamn tournament ever until I got there. And then we never had 20 game winning seasons until I got there. So, I mean, but I was just saying, and I was a kid and I was making mistakes. Yeah, I was on dope. Yeah, shit, I admit it. You know, I was on cocaine.
Yeah.
I was on marijuana. I was in the bars. I was everywhere. But still, though, I went out there and I performed. So, but I mean, and then on the flip side, I don't want to keep like talking about the Gators to school like this, like a lot no more, because, you know what I mean, I commend them because they reinstated me when I thought they would never do it. But like I said, I commend them for doing it, but I don't want to badger them. I appreciate the people that's there right now and the people that made this happen for me and my family, man. So it's a blessing now, nephew. I swear.
I think that's the importance of these stories, right? And things like this to happen. And for someone like yourself to fight for that, because what it shows is never give up on the work that you put in.
Absolutely.
there's a lot of people, not just in sports. It may be, you know, the first person to build a building or whatever it may be. They can technically get the credit for it because somebody kind of wrote them out of history. So you fought for that, and through all your trials, through your tribulations, right? Letting young brothers know who may be of a certain age at this moment, they may be on drugs and see, damn, if Vernon Maxwell, I could do it. You know what I mean?
And then, you know what and then not to cut you off, nephew, and that's what I'm getting ready to go to Norfolk State University tomorrow. I'm getting ready to speak in front of 400 student athletes and leaders or whatever about mental health. And then that's my story. And that's what I'm gonna be talking about, just what you just said. And being able to teach and tell my story to these other people. And maybe if I could just save one person with just my story, man, I'm good with that. You know,
well, you already did. You done saved millions with your story, and you will continue to, because it's so prolific, right? A lot of people that come from where you come from, that was handed the hand of cards you was dealt, they didn't necessarily get to where you got, you know what I mean, and execute it. So you a special motherfucker, man. You a special motherfucker.
You is too, nephew. You are too, man. You are too. I follow you. You're a leader, man. I follow you. You're a leader, man. I follow what you do, man. I commend you on everything you do, man. Keep doing what you do, man. You know I love you so much too. So keep doing what you do, man. Everything's a blessing, man. And tell little nephew I say what's up too.
Oh man, you gotta see him. He in boxing right now. I'm getting him right. He got his uppercut right. He going crazy right now.
You gotta have the hands right. You know the man's gonna be mad at him anyway, because they know what that is. So you gotta be able to put him You gotta be able to put him up. Yeah, living up there on the mountain, living up there in the hilltops.
Exactly.
Yeah,
well,
man.
I'm glad you got your records back, man. But let's get into this NBA season. The 2025-2026 NBA season is upon us. We are here. Let's talk about it.
All right, it's gonna be a done deal. I can't wait to do it with my brother, man, my nephew, man. It's gonna be a blessing, man. The damn truth is gonna be goddamn told. Stay tuned. Nah, my brother, you know I love you so motherfucking much, man. Goddamn. Now, in the big three, now, I got to talk about that performance now. I want you to tell me where you was training you and where you was getting the training at. But what I need you to do is let I'm training your motherfucking ass next year. And so we're going to be ready to go.
What happened
next year.
I'm going to tell you what happened. I was prepared the whole week. My jumper was clicking. I got out there to Dallas, Texas. I went to the strip club the night before. I ain't leave till 7 a.m. I was out there hungover.
Okay, that's it. That's what did it.
I was looking crazy. I got out there. I got warm-ups, right? I started shooting. I said, damn, I don't remember it being so far. I don't know if this gonna work.
Yeah, 3.9 was far.
Man, Cube came to me. He said, I got you started. I said, look, Cube, I done been out since 7, man. I might need to come off the bench today, man. I don't know if this gonna work out too good today. But I'm gonna be ready next year. I'm not going out the night before.
Man, goddamn. I mean, I called Cam. I said, Cam, are you looking at the game? I said, man, I'm looking at my nigga hand. I like the energy and shit, but when it's all good. You my nigga, I love you so much though. I'm finna get off this shit. Fuck that. We ain't gonna talk about that no more. We're gonna be ready next year, goddamn, in the big three. How about that?
Next year though. I'm gonna be ready next year. I was out there.
We got goddamn gonna train him next year. Gonna train him next year.
I needed a bloody martini or something out there, Unc. I was out there.
I love that. Hey, Scoop B, I wanted to ask you a question, man. Now, with the signing, with the extension signing with Jason Kidd, what's going on with that? I like that though. That's my brother now. I like that motherfucking signing right there. I mean, he got good chemistry over there. He got some players that he got to work with. We'll talk about this.
I tell you one thing. They signed him in the nick of time, no pun intended, because The Knicks were one of the teams that was sincerely looking at Jason Kidd. They were also looking at Ime Udoka, head coach of the Houston Rockets. But Jason Kidd parlayed his way into another deal. Over the last 5 years, he has turned down the Knicks twice, and the Dallas Mavericks swoop in and bring him in. And I look at that situation as them preparing for the future with Cooper Flag, but also playing within the now. Kyrie Irving getting healthy, Anthony Davis being the modern-day Horace Grant with the goggles that he'll wear every day. But I think that this ensures that he stays for a while, because whenever a lot of people want you, they try to find a way to put the clams down and sign you. And I think for the Dallas Mavericks, it signals that they want him. They don't want anybody else to have him, and that they have a game plan. The story's still out, or rather the jury's still out, whether that partnership will last the full terms of that deal. But I think it signals that it's a move in the right direction, that they want to build around their head coach.
I gotcha. Okay. Hey, Ryan, I need you to answer a goddamn question too for me, man. What we got going on over there now? We just got through talking about it. Why don't we gonna talk about this fucking shit again? My Rockets now. Hey, I got us winning this thing now. Hey. Oh my goodness, Symba, stop all that shit, man. Why you leaning back like that, my people? Damn, you. Hey, Ryan, talk about what we looking like over there, man. Listen at it, Symba. Listen what he say.
I think there's no question that the pieces are in play, and the big worry for everybody, and you guys know this, is Fred not being there. Fred makes it a seamless transition to get Kevin Durant, and for him to feel comfortable and understanding, I need to get Kevin 10 shots, Alp gonna get 8 or 9, let him, make plays, Amin needs something, a lob or two. Like, he just has that game plan in his head, when to speed up, when to slow down. Now it's not there. But what makes me still feel extremely confident in the Houston Rockets is Ime Udoka. And Vern, you know this, when you win a championship, you got to win in different styles. You can't, it's like a pitcher. A fastball pitcher, he easy to hit. You know what I'm saying? A guy who only has a curveball, at a certain point, that's his best pitch. Ime Udoka has multiple pitches, okay? He has a curveball. He has a changeup. He has a slider. He can win in different ways. So there's going to be kinks to be ironed out. How do you maximize Kevin Durant as a weapon, as a threat on the floor? How the point guard position shapes up. We talked about it earlier. I think Alperen Sengun is going to have an immense jump in the assist categories. You're going to see him all over the floor. If you saw him play at the Royal Games. And Houston, when you see him, and I know you guys probably haven't seen them yet, you just seen the headlines. It's scary because there's length everywhere. And, we've seen this before. If you look at the Cleveland Cavaliers, they've got height. They've got a lot of size. They start huge. You look at the Orlando Magic, they've done it. But you got bona fide, certified length everywhere. Kevin Durant, Clint Capella off the bench, Alperen Sengun grew an inch. I'll give you this, Scoop, and you can run with this. Jabari Smith Jr. may have grown a whole nother inch in the offseason. He's taller than me. He may be legitimately 7'1" right now. Jabari Smith Jr. may be 7'1". I walked up to him and I looked up to him. I don't have an official measurement, but he's darn close. And I'm 7.5 with my shoes on, and he's taller than me for sure. So these guys have taken the next step, and you come off the bench with length. You addressed all the needs. You did all that defense with no shot blocker on the backside. You got Clint Capella. You did all that damage without a score down the stretch and struggled when it was time to execute. You got Kevin Durant, and then the fun part, the variable, Scoop and Symba, this, like, young guys improve, they get better. Like, you get instant rewards, when you have your toddler, right? You get to see your toddler, like, hey, he's walking now. Whoa, he's running this season. Whoa, he's running and jumping this year. So there's a lot to be excited about, and there's a lot to be put together. And I think the most dangerous thing, Symba, I see you shaking your head and doing all this, like, you're going to get the rewards in this. You're going to get the rewards in this, like, this year. You get to see them get better. So this is not a veteran finished product that we're looking at.
Go ahead, Symba. You look like you want to say something.
I agree with a lot of what you said. I think Ime Udoka is an amazing coach. I think they are very lengthy. I think one thing they're missing is a second scorer. Now, I don't know if Thompson will come off the bench and provide that, but I think it's going to take somebody else down the stretch, especially in the playoffs.
I'm putting Sengun.
I'm saying another guard. Let me clear that up. I'm saying another guard.
Okay.
I feel like Thompson, if we could get something from him, I'm saying we like I'm a Rocket. If you guys could get something,
100%. I like that. We like that.
I think it could go good, but I think we still have a Denver out there, right? You still got a Minnesota out there. You still got an OKC out there. You still got to worry about my dog King James and Luka out there in the West, right? And the Clippers, to me, have gotten a lot better on paper. We're gonna see how it translates on the court.
What about the Warriors?
I'm not even getting there because that's my team.
I'm getting ready to talk. I was getting ready to ask him about them next. I was getting ready to talk. I want him to
He's a diplomatic man. He's a man of the people.
So that's a lot of offensive. That's a lot of offensive power right there. As my man just said, as I was getting ready to get into it, and then we got to talk about the Golden State Warriors, right? Now Jimmy and Steph has really had this summer to jail, right? Jimmy just released his new Aloe clothing line, San Francisco, the city loving them. New coffee shop is here, right? Him and Draymond.
They got a clothing line.
Kuminga just got paid. We got a few rookies, right? It's gonna be a tough road for the Rockets without it being like that third person to really get them a bucket. And I'm hoping it can be Thompson. If not, I don't see who that person is that can consistently go get them that bucket outside of Sengun and KD.
So now answer that question when you were just talking about now about your Golden State Warriors. Now tell me about what the hell. I mean, come on. I love Steph, Draymond. I mean, Jimmy Butler. I mean, a lot of damaged goods right there. But I mean, talk to me about what we looking like over there. I hadn't been really watching them in the preseason. What they looking like? They probably ain't played.
No, we looking real good, man. I've been hearing a lot of good things in practice. I think Steph is more motivated than ever this year. I think also it was a lot of transition going on last year. We lost Klay Thompson. What's my man's name that just went to Minnesota that was with us about 2 years ago? I call him Ginger. What's my man name out there? He went to
you talking about the DiVincenzo.
Donovan DiVincenzo, right? We had him a few years back. But I think between Pozinski trying to step up, Kuminga not really knowing what his role is and not really fitting in the system too much, it was kind of a confusing year for us. And then we got Jimmy right before the All-Star break. So we was kind of figuring it out. And I think now that they've had some time to spend with each other and play with each other, Kuminga got his situation figured out. One thing we have against everybody is experience. So you can say damage good.
You don't think you're trending downward? You don't think you're trending downwards? No. You think you're trending up?
Right there.
You think they getting younger? Right you think they getting younger? He not getting no younger.
You see that there?
They knew when they beat our group. Hey, they knew when they beat our group last year. It was like, man, it ain't gonna be happening too much longer. That was the energy in the building. Like, y'all gonna. This is not the same. They knew that. Max, they knew these young boys coming.
Max, when them young boys get in the playoffs, right, and it start getting down to the wire, what they start doing? Dribbling off the foot.
Yeah, freezing up.
Three in the key.
But we're not.
You know you know who's not? Scoop. You know who's not gonna dribble off their foot?
Kevin Durant.
Come on, Scoop. Tell him. Stop playing.
Stop playing. I mean, that's that's the default answer. But the reality is this. One thing that you said to me that I was really impressed with, Ryan, was when you talked about Ime Udoka and you talked about the fact that he had a fastball, so to speak. He had a curveball. He had a sinker and all those different things. I remember a time ago where we talked so much about Ime being a defensive master. And it's so interesting to see how that narrative has shifted because Kevin Durant comes to Houston. And I think it's interesting because I feel like every team that's won it has won it based upon defensive stops. And so when Symba's talking about the Golden State Warriors, we know them for their offensive ability, We do know Draymond to be a defensive stopper. We also know him to be a bully. We know that GP2 is back. He's their defensive guy. I know that Steph Curry raised hell in that front office to make him come back, or for the front office to sign him. And then you got Jimmy Butler, who's just, all world. I think he's supremely underrated as a superstar in the NBA. But the thing that stands out to me most about all of this Western Conference banter is that any team that's won it has won it off of defense. And when I look at the Warriors, I look more at scoring than I do defense. The jury is still out on the Houston Rockets because we haven't seen what they look like, at least the first half of the season. I know what the Oklahoma City Thunder look like. I know that as much as Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, to me, at 6'6", is everything that Penny Hardaway was supposed to be at that size. With the dribble penetration and just his ability to glide at will, I haven't seen since maybe Allen Iverson. I still think that glue, cohesion, and familiarity still has to go about all of those teams that we're talking about, that whether that's the Warriors, whether that's the Rockets, whether that's the Thunder, and whether that's the Minnesota Timberwolves. And I think the Timberwolves are going to be a team that we don't talk a lot about right now because everybody's impressed with Houston and everybody thinks that the Oklahoma City Thunder can repeat, because to be the champs, you got to beat the champ. And I think that if I'm Minnesota, I take that personally.
Symba, can I throw this out there? And Vern, I want you to speak this too. I'm going to just give you guys this, and we talked about it a moment ago. Like, when I played against teams that were good, some of the top teams, they were physically imposing top to bottom. We would wonder if we had enough bodies to chase Steph Curry, if we had enough bodies that weren't just defenders. You could throw Ryan Hollins out there. He's going to throw some defense, but I might not have got you to 10 points a game. You know what I'm saying? Guys that can play on both ends and the depth. When Golden State was good, Symba, y'all had depth. Y'all had Livingston off the bench. You had Iguodala. You had Bogut. You had Looney. You had guys. You had numbers. Mark my words. When you guys see Houston, you'll understand, and we can show you better than tell you. It's a huge team of guys that can play. So once you get past Jabari, Tari's there. Once you get past Tari, Kevin Durant's there. There's so many times the 7'1" Jabari Smith Jr. is being guarded by your shooting guard or your point guard, because there's so much height you can't guard. Zion Williamson wanted to lock in on Şengün last night. He was stuck battling with Steven Adams, who Scoop. He may be the best offensive rebounder that we've ever like he's up there when you check those numbers with what he's done, and especially in the era that doesn't have the bigs, with Rodman, with Drummond number for number, with all these best rebounders. What he's been doing is crazy, and it gets even worse because you'll be boxing out Steven Adams. Şengün flies in. Amin comes behind his back. Jabari comes behind his back. So Symba, when you name those guys, you gotta physically, pound for pound, physically, a lot of guys could overtake you. And you're seeing that from Houston. And here's the thing, Symba, I want you to hear this. Tell me if I'm wrong. With Ime, he's the type of, he like us, bro. Burn, he like us. They can't guard us on the glass. Go even harder. When you watch a game and you be like, man, you can't guard him. He's open. Get him the ball or go bigger. Ime's ruthless. He going to do everything you thinking about, because it's easy to coach from the sidelines and from where we sit, but he does it on the floor. And he find a mismatch like last night. Aaron Holiday hits the game winner. He all right, dribble out. Aaron Hawkins is a shooter, but he's not a great defender right now. We're running this last play and shoot. Aaron Holiday, boom, bump. In the chest layup. We're not going to go. He's going to find you got to love the coaches that going to go find your weaknesses. And now you got a group that can go out and do it. And offensively, you get that much better when you have, I'm telling you, man, our guys are getting so open. You want to know why? Symba, are you going to leave Kevin Durant? So even if Kevin Durant's not had the basketball in his hands, when Amin Thompson's cutting, last year he scored in the crowd of bodies where everybody's saying, don't let him get a layup. You can't do that no more. You can't do that no more.
I'll add this to the equation. That during Kevin and Kyrie's time in Brooklyn, I was around close to that scene very closely. And I remember when Kyrie was out for a myriad of different reasons. And Kevin's playmaking ability really showed during that time when they didn't have a James Harden playing or they didn't have a Kyrie Irving playing. His ability to still draw double teams at 37 years old and basically play point forward in that role in Houston. While I think it's unfortunate that the Rockets will not have Fred VanVleet this season, the one thing that I said when I saw that was that Kevin Durant's assists are going to go up this year because he's going to be a playmaker. I feel like all that confusion in Phoenix with who's going to be the point guard is crazy because I feel like that narrative as a playmaker in Houston is really going to come into play. I get fits. Vernon, we had this conversation with Scoopy Selects, like Alperen Sengun's, contribution to that team with Kevin Durant and how they'll mix and together. I think Sengun, as well as Kevin Durant's assists, are going to go up because they're going to draw so many double, triple teams on a night in, night out basis. I think that's the part that's dope. And I really like the fact that Clint Capella has found his way back via trade to the Houston Rockets because he should have never left.
I think that's
the sneakiest pickup.
Yeah. Go ahead, Symba. Symba, go ahead. What you was getting ready to say?
No, I said I think that's a great move. I said sitting here listening to you guys talk, really what it's sounding like is the Rockets have adapted to the culture of the NBA today, right? I think for so long we've seen the 3-point shot, right, these past decades be kind of the centerfold of the NBA, and now we're going back to just dominant basketball. So when I'm listening to you talk, I'm going back to those playoff games of Steven Adams laying on Draymond, right? I'm going back to those games of Sengun laying on Looney. Then I'm thinking like, damn, Looney's not there no more, right? So I think a lot of what worked for us as the Golden State Warriors is sometimes our offense is our defense. But we're gonna need some height down there to defend some of this stuff you guys are talking about, especially even down in Minnesota. Those guys are kind of lengthy too. So I'm definitely getting a little nervous just sitting here listening to you guys.
Hey, Symba, let me throw this to you. Hold on, Scoop. Let me throw this to you. You got a big homie who took care of you in your career?
Yeah.
A guy who gave you, who was that? And the guy who just gave you confidence, kind of like, oh, you tripping, like, oh, you like that? Go, it's go time.
My boy Ferg.
Okay, Ferg. So, Scoop, you can run with this too. Kevin Durant is doing that for Jabari right now. Jabari's been the best player on the team by a mile, on top of getting bigger and getting stronger. So Kevin Durant's like, bro, that's a 3, catch and shoot. He like, that's a layup. Go post up hard. Like, so now Jabari, so Kevin Garnett taught me the most I learned from any coach or anybody in my career. Because Kevin Garnett would take and teach me, but like, you need to do this, you need to do this. You need to dunk that play. That's not a layup. You need to deny the elbow. And then you're guarding 2 guys in this situation. Not one, you're going to guard your man and him. Nobody else can tell me that because he can actually do it. So Jabari is like, when you see him, you're going to be like, dang, his confidence different. Like the ball comes to him, he's catching that thing off his knees. Bad pass, 3. He catching it high, 3. Like he's getting the post, like throw me the ball where, Vernon, like somebody halfway, that arm is halfway. You're not throwing it in there to the big. He like, give me the ball. Boom. I'm trying to make contact. So he was a guy that we were developing and bringing along, and apparently he was still growing an inch, so his body was still a little wobbly. He's getting that grown man size and the confidence from Kevin Durant. So he watching KD. So now you're going, damn, like maybe it's not KD, but it's a guy that I'm putting my point guard on. Like I'm putting Pajemski on a guy who's now more physically assertive. And now even I can't just, when you play, Orlando, you can pack the paint off one of their 7-footers. You can't pack the paint off him. But I will say this in your favor, right? Let's not disrespect Oklahoma City with all we're doing. You have to play chess with Mark Dagnall, and they're battle tested. And that's a group that's learned and grown together. Now, in Houston's favor, they played OKC much better. They play OKC and match up with them. And now where Chet Holmgren is really the X factor, the length that brings it. Like when Chet Holmgren plays well, when he comes around, OKC is different, bro. Straight up. Like, what you're getting from Shea. Chet is the one that makes that go. we have 3 Chet Holmgrens now. You know, we got 3 guys that can come and make an impact, and where they've been able to kind of dominate because your bigs haven't had the playmaking or efficiency. Houston's bigs are not just bigs; they're guys that are good at what they do. So it's a prime matchup. You're going to have to play chess with Dagnall, and you know, if you don't have a point guard, he's going to look to expose who's bringing the ball up court. You know, he's going to try to jump things up and play you to your weakness. You know what I'm saying?
Ryan Hollins, welcome to the show, my brother. I appreciate you for coming on again.
What's going on, brother? Thanks for having me. Come on, man.
Hey.
You already know. There's no question.
Yeah,
I'm mad. Cam asked me, "What you asking me for, man? When we doing it?" Why you had to ask me? I got problems with Cam. That's the manager. For those who don't know, he do all the stuff behind the scenes.
Yes,
Why he asked me, bro? What's wrong with him, man?
Hey, I keep telling him, I say, man, I need Ryan every time, and you always be there for me. You never let me down, man. I appreciate you so much. I love you so much for that, man.
Love you too, brother.
I got you on here, man, because I know you're the insider for the Rockets, man. And you know what's going on with the Rockets. You call the games. So I want to talk to you about the Houston Rockets season right now. And the first question, you know, I'm ready to ask you. Now we adding KD, man. Tell me what you think about that addition when we adding KD. What I've been saying all the time.
It's huge, Vern. He's the most talented scorer that we've ever seen in the NBA. We've never seen anything like him. That's including Michael Jordan, Steph Curry, LeBron James, Kobe Bryant. They're not 7 feet doing what they've done. You know, they may be greater players by a career aspect per se, if that's what you want to argue about. But as far as scoring the basketball, he's a one of one. He is the prototype unicorn for anybody that when we try to build our creative players, Kevin Durant's the first name that comes up with all due respect. He brings a unique aspect to a group. And I thought was excellent about Rafael Stone and the savant that Kevin Durant is. He didn't just choose the Rockets because the city's popping. We know the city's popping, but he really understands the game of basketball. And he sees a young group and is like, man, they need what I do. They're defending, they're playing hard, they hit the boards, the swagger's there, the culture's built, all these things are there, but they need what I do. In a sense, at this stage of my career, I need them too. I need some young energy. I need them too. So it's not just, you know, from what I've seen from KD so far, that he just comes down and he's trying to go get his 30. You know, he like, man, let them defend and kind of do what they've been creating. And when I come in, it's the piece that the Houston Rockets haven't had. You know, he's the best in the NBA at isolation points. You know, getting the ball, scoring one-on-one. You know, it's a craft. He's unguardable still at this age, even after the Achilles injury, right? You know what I'm saying? So, you know, that gold is there, and it's something that Houston was missing, and he's fit right in, and he's, you know, Ime and Rafael made it even more unstoppable because they're like, well, shoot, we got Kevin Durant. Let's not just lean on him. We're going to get other 7-footers. We're going to get more length, more size. We're going to go get Clint Capella. You know, we're going to go get, we're going to keep Jabari. We're going to sign him back. You know what I'm saying? Like we're going to make these moves to, you know, not just lean on him, but we're gonna bolster what he already brings to the table. We're trying to create Kevin Durant number 2 in Jabari. You know what I'm saying? Like we're gonna do those things.
I love that part, man. Like I always said last year, all we need is a guy like Kevin Durant. Just roll the ball out too, and just go get me a damn bucket. But he's gonna make all the other guys better too, and that's what I always say. And then we got these guys, like you say, we got all these 7-footers. And I know everybody's saying, oh, they got too much length. Nah, motherfucking length is everything nowadays in basketball. So, and then they can play, they can move their feet, and they can shoot it. Then they can guard. That's the most important thing about what the Rockets got, man. And Udoka, man, I'm commended, man. I love him so much, man. He's a dog, man. And I know that that dog mentality is going to be with our team. I mean, shit, I just saw what happened the other night. It wasn't nothing, but it was just a little wrestling match. You know, these motherfuckers wrestle now. So a little wrestling match out there, motherfuckers. But the thing what we talked about earlier, though, Ryan, what I like, what you said, that it was like I was happy because they let the motherfuckers stay in the game and played. They ain't kicked nobody out. And that was big. That was big for me to see. You know, normally when you do some shit like that, two men laying on the floor just wrestling like they're 1 foot of water, you know, motherfuckers, you know, you get kicked out of the game. But that was big leaving those guys in the game. Speak about that for me.
No, man, it was huge. And if you've seen the way the game was officiated, you know, it's preseason for everybody, but sometimes we can glean a lot what from happens in the preseason. But even when guys drove to the basket, there weren't those ticky-tack fouls. It was like, man, all right, he touched you a little bit. Like, we're not calling that. Like, finish through the contact, you know? And in
Absolutely.
terms of the scuffle, like, there are no punches thrown, you know? And I think even bigger, with the referees, I'm assuming took into consideration is that there was no, you know, there was no aggression afterward. Yeah, Amin Thompson was smiling. He's like, I'm not gonna
Yeah,
fight Alvarado. Like,
yeah.
that's my little homie right there, man. I'm not fighting him. You know, he playing hard. You know,
Absolutely.
your little brother. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? And those two, they didn't even sub out. They stayed in the game. Vern, like, I don't know if we've seen that since you played. You know, or
Yes, I
that's
like
what Calvin Murphy was always saying. Like, all right, they got
yes.
into no punch. Like, keep playing. Like, you know, and we overreacted so much. I brought it up on a broadcast last night. Like Dylan Brooks, like kind of like put his hands on KD and stepped up, and they're like, "Oh, he's out of here for stepping up." You
Come
know,
on,
like that was
man.
crazy. Like he didn't. If there's no punches thrown, and
Right.
the aggravation and
Right,
everybody's in a
absolutely. Yeah,
sense, let them
right.
play, man. Burn.
Yeah.
Tell me, am I wrong? How many times we do that in practice? Maybe it's not for everybody.
Man, I mean, it's all the time. You know, punches be thrown all the time in practice. Come on now, we know this. Elbows and punches. So that's part of the game. But you have to be able to separate the two now when you're in the game now, when you're in the bright lights and the fans in the stands. So, and I get that part, but that's what I should have fucking been doing when I was playing shit. I lost so fucking much money doing that dumbass shit. And I always want to be the damn class clown. I guess that's what they called me on the basketball court, the goddamn class clown. But yeah, man. But now you have to you have to be able to separate the shit from practicing in the games, right? That's all I'm saying. But yeah, man. But another thing I want to talk to you about the chemistry, man, and the key players to watch, man, with the Rockets, man. Talk to me about the chemistry right now because you see it every day. You see the practices. You see all the stuff behind the scenes. So talk to us about that.
Well, very earlier you talked about Ime, right? And
Yeah.
he understands that's something that you got to build. You know, at this time of year, I know it's only 4 preseason games, by the way. Like, you know, we was playing 6, 7, 8. Don't quote me on it. It felt like it. Like there were games, you know, and you're still even within that. I saw 3/4 of Kevin Durant. Normally, you're not gonna see those guys, you know, pass the first or even the second quarter. Get your group out there feeling good. Get them. He's playing because why? He can't afford to just say, "Oh, I know what I got. I know what I got with these guys." So you're seeing them play a lot more. I'm gonna be honest, Vern. You're gonna be mad. You're gonna be mad early in the season until they figure it out because you know, like they didn't. There are moments they didn't know how to get the ball to Kevin Durant. Like KD hit a tough back down. Took his time. I think he had a Sadiq Bey on him. Turns, puts the one leg out. One leg fade away out the play. It's like, oh my God. So the next play, you know, bro, we like, man, right back to it. Hold on, what we got? You know, they got to go double team or something. They played them straight up. They didn't go right back to it. So there's ways that they're going to have to learn how to play with him. You know, how to play with Şengün, how to maximize Amin Thompson running, right? Right. So, Vern, we knew it. It was a rule. The guy had a shot, you get the ball right back. And you hit 2 shots, that third shot, you shoot whatever you want. You done hit 2 in a row. Am I wrong? That's Hooper's. That's Hooper's hoop 101. If we had to park anywhere, if you hit 2 shots, Vern, I know damn well that third one ain't getting passed.
Right.
It's gone.
Right. You're absolutely right. Now, you're right on that, but that's what I'm saying. But I, like you say, these young guys, they got to know what they got on their team. They got to kill them. A man that demands double teams is going to make the game easier for them. He's going to make the right plays. And then I heard you said earlier, you say they was playing it through Şengün. He was like playing like a point guard. So I thought that's amazing. I love that.
Vern, we've seen it with Nikola Jokic, and when I first heard it, I don't know how you felt. I was like, he's the point guard. What you mean? He's 7 feet. And we've seen bigs, we've seen Sabonis. Even
Yes.
Robert Horry was a great
Mm-hmm.
passer in the triangle.
Oh,
There were
absolutely.
certain guys, bigs that you played through because they Vlade Divac, you throw him on that elbow, he get to doing all that. Like, Chris Webber was an excellent passer. There are a lot of bigs, but Jokic was like, no, he's the point guard, in every sense of the word. And I think Şengün has always had those references towards being baby Jokic, but I think
No,
this is the season
absolutely.
where you can really pull it out.
Mm.
And maybe he doesn't bring the ball up, but I like what I've seen. So it's kind of like a man will bring the ball up, and then he'll hit LP, and then he cuts. And he's such a
Man,
weapon cutting. And
I
when he
love
cuts, Vern, you know why you can't help? You got Kevin Durant. Vern, you're not leaving KD on the weak side. You're
right,
like,
right.
man, am I gonna help? What am I gonna
Yes,
do? So
yes,
I
yes.
think those are weapons there, and
Oh,
and
yeah.
it's really set up for Şengün to take the next level as far as facilitating. And when if he can pass and get those assists, which he loves to get, now he don't got to score as much, and you take a bit of his load away, and you get everybody happy, and he's good enough. You got to guard him, and at points, they
Absolutely.
just back off of him. They back all the way off him. He getting wide open shots because they know. And I got KD here, I got Jabari here, I got Tari here, I got a man here, I got Steven Adams punishing me
I love,
underneath, so
yes.
you're gonna have to figure things out. But I think I think that's where Houston's gonna lean in my opinion.
Okay, I want to talk about all this shit I got back here. I got Gator shit all over here. I'm a Gator colors on, So I the Gator shit all up on the wall. I want to talk about this guy right here, my guy Dorian Finney-Smith. What my boy looking like over there, man? I got to talk about my goddamn Gator. I got to talk about it. What he doing?
He's recovering from ankle surgery. Okay, so that's the
Mm.
bad. But here's the good. You know what you get from that brother.
Mm-hmm.
You know what you get from Dorian Finney-Smith when he steps
What I
on
want
the
to do.
floor. He's gonna hit open shots.
Yes.
He defends. He's got
Yes.
size. He can make plays. He's not
Oh,
just a stiff on the offense. If he playing with Kevin Durant, he's not gonna just sit there trying to pay. He's gonna go make a play if he has to. He's the guy. Like if you want to win, you got your dog. Like you want Finney with you, man.
yes,
And
yes.
man, listen. I'll be honest, man. I'll be straightforward. You go into an off season with your wish list. You look at the free agents and everything. I I, I never believed that we could get Finney, and I even
Mm.
told somebody I never thought we could get Finney and Clint, and I was like, in a perfect world, I would love them. Like
Oh,
that's why,
that was
and
one to
like
say.
it
That
was that
big.
wish. It was the
Yes.
wish list. Like you want something. This is you put your goal sheet out. This is what I'm gonna strive for. And Rafael Stone made it happen, dog. Rafael made it happen. But I know who he is. I know who he is. You know what he brings to the table. And I thought it was a big deal because the Lakers wanted him and he believed that there's something going on special here. When you put it together, right, people want to
Mm.
go play with you. Houston's that destination. People go, I want to go play over there. I want to be a part of what they got rolling. I see their energy. I see the swagger. I see Ime.
Yeah.
I see Jabari. I see
Yeah.
Tar. I see the swag. I see the
Yeah.
city. We know the city's
Yeah. Yeah.
undefeated. The
Yes.
city's been undefeated for a long time. That wasn't the question, Vern. But it's
Absolutely.
the
Yes. Yes.
basketball is right.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's what's up, man. But kudos to Raphael Stone, man. Great job, man. I mean, great job, man. You're doing a great job over there with the Rockets, man. I'm happy for you. I mean, I'm so happy for the Rockets. I mean, they made a great decision by bringing you as our general managers. That was real big. Okay, Houston potential in the Western Conference. What do you think they need to do to be successful this season now in the Western Conference? Because this motherfucker's tough. We got OKC, we got Golden State. We can keep going on. We got Minnesota. I mean, talk to me about that part. This shit is crazy.
Two things, Vern. When you got something good, what you do with it?
Mm.
What you do with it? When you got something good, what you gonna do with it, Vern? You gonna get rid of it?
No, you got to keep it. Yeah.
Nah,
Yeah.
you gotta keep it. The
You gotta
team
keep
was
it.
great at rebounding, and they were great at
Yeah.
defense. You
Yes,
gotta
we were.
keep it.
Yeah.
You gotta
Add
keep it.
some
So
pieces.
you
Add some
know, as a young guy, sometimes you come in and you go, man, I work all summer on my handles, my crossover. This is like, oh, you a rebounder. Go rebound. You are a shooter, catch and shoot. Like so, I think for Houston, yes, add on to your game, see the development, but don't forget what made you great. What made you the two seed in the
Mm,
West last year, which was
mm.
rebounding and defense. And
Mm.
the second part of what they're going to have to do, and it's been glaring, and you saw this coming, Vern. I even heard you talk about it. Turnovers. They've been turning the
Mm.
ball over.
Yeah.
Turnovers. So you can't turn the ball. You can't be scared. Don't get me wrong. You
That's
can't be
it.
scared. They're going to happen. But
Gotta play free.
the
Take care of the ball.
turnovers.
Yeah.
Get the ball. Get into your set. Run. Can you run your stuff? When Ime puts in a set, can you run your stuff? And here's the reality. It's going to be limited versus he could run anything with Fred. Fred was going to make sure the set got ran and ran correct. And hold on, man,
That's,
you ain't, Vern. Hold on,
man,
man, get in the right spot. You're supposed to be over there. Guys, it's
that's a
gonna
good.
have to be by
That's a
committee.
good.
But
Yes.
if this group can run a bit of what Ime can bring to the table, maybe it's not anything like with Fred out there, but run certain stuff to the table, and he's gonna
Mm.
appoint those guys. You got an opportunity.
Right. Absolutely. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I want to ask you a couple of more questions. I'm gonna let you go, Ryan, because I know you're busy, man. The NBA breakout players and the finals prediction. Now, who you feel going to be the MVP coming up this season?
MVP of this year. Wow. SGA had it last year. They're young. He's definitely poised to repeat by his playing style. The
Yes.
ball's in his hands and they
Yes.
win. You know what I'm saying? Um,
Absolutely. Right.
I think Giannis's numbers are there, but maybe it might be a knick-knack injury that might sideline him for a little bit. Yeah, I mean, Jokic is someone you can give it to. You can argue he's the MVP
Year to
last year.
year. Yeah.
The
Yeah.
team
Year to
success
year. Yes.
wasn't there. But let me think, man, who else can we throw into these considerations? Because there's a lot of young bulls coming up, that are playing at a high level. Luka's skinny. What's he gonna look like with the Lakers? I think they'll have some things to sort out, right? It's big. That boy's in shape, because he's so
And
good, he didn't have to be in
the
shape.
boy over there in San Antonio looking good too. The big boy, the big one,
I think he's a lot for defensive player of the year. I
Wendy.
gotta see what he can bring to the table, but Vern, it's gonna be hard to say. I'm gonna be straight up. It's gonna be hard to say that this league ain't gonna be his within the next 2, 3 years. I don't
I'm
think it's
saying
here yet,
twice.
but I think the strides we've seen with Wemby's physicality put him
Exactly.
right there in play. 2, 3 years is gonna be if he does what he's supposed to be doing, and we've
Yes.
seen him do what he's
Me.
supposed to be doing.
I'm looking at
He
him in the
was
preseason.
Bird, he was hanging with KG. He was hanging with KG. Then he went to a monk thing. Then he was all over the place. Then he was with Hakeem. And I started saying, Hakeem, no, hey, no, don't teach him.
Jay, don't
No,
get him all the secrets.
no,
Don't get him the secrets, Dre.
no. Right, but that on my mind. We gotta see him
No.
4 times a year.
Yeah.
Um, but I think 2, 3 years from now is gonna be his. If I had to pick right now, I would say Shea because I think the team
Mm,
success is still gonna be there. They hadn't lost the pieces. It's hard to go away from him. And in his
yes.
playing style, he plays in slow motion. The guys that play slow. We relied on
Speed him up. Can't speed
athleticism
him
and
up.
speed and
Can't speed him up.
emotion, but he don't play like that. He play like he's 30 or 40, already. So that's tough that he won't have the same, right? The old heads, you just got to get an angle and shoot. Like he doing that right now. When you're younger, you trying to dunk on
I
everybody. He
know.
like, nah, I'm good.
I
Lay
know.
that thing up.
I know. He's something else, man. He's very special, man. Well, now I want to know your rookie of the year. You think?
Rookie of the year.
So what
Rookie of
was
the
that?
year. Man, I like that boy in San Antonio. Harper. I think he's gonna have opportunity. I think they're gonna be competitive. Um, I like the boy in Dallas. No doubt.
Cooper
But
Flag.
Dylan Harper, Cooper
What about
Flag,
the Utah, Ace Bailey? Ace Bailey.
Ace Bailey, a dog. Hey, Ace
Come
Bailey,
on,
Cole. Hey,
come
he
on,
gonna
man.
be
He gonna
ahead of
get
schedule.
opportunity
He gonna
too.
have opportunity.
He gonna get opportunity too. I love him.
I've been telling people about him because he can shoot. He's a 3-level shooter. He got touch. He don't
Yes,
force it. He big. He got the
yes.
long
Oh my
wingspan.
goodness.
Hey.
My son Trey said, man, I'm sorry for cutting you off. My son Trey Maxwell said,
Nah.
hey, he had Odessa. He said, man, I said, man, who the best player you think you ever played against? He said, oh shit, hands down, Ace Bailey. I said, oh Lord, that's right, boy. I'm glad you said that, Cole. We saw that. That was a problem.
He called. And then he wanted it with
Yes.
KD too. He wanted, trying to show him, and you know what I love too, side note, I know it's all track. The respect that KD has. So like you'll see players get out of character. They want to show KD he that dude now. Like they see him and then, like Zion jumped up and tried to like guard him and
Yes,
it was so
yeah.
smooth. As soon as Zion jumped up, he did fake right, go left. He hit
Bam,
the little flow. He's like,
bam.
it was like a reminder, like I can do this
Easy.
anytime, just so you
It's
know.
easy.
I'm going Dylan Harper though. I think young boy got boogie and wiggle. I think he's got Wemby to feed him the basketball too. They're poised to be better than they were last season. Obviously,
Mm.
Cooper Flag is going to have the opportunities and the hype. So by the hype, Cooper Flag is going to get it. Okay, if he don't get injured. But Dylan Harper gonna be the rookie of the year. All right, remember I said that.
Hey, I like that answer. Now I know I'm biased with this too. So, but coach of the year, your coach of the year.
Man, I think this season's set up for Ime. I think everything
What I'm
points
saying.
in
It's
this
got to be
side
because
for
the
it to come
season
to
been
Ime. Everything points for it to be the time for it to come to Ime.
yes.
Everything points to it. And a lot of times, as the team with the best record, and that's kind of taken a leap. And I thought he was deserving last season, in my opinion. He was a coach of the month, I believe. I thought he was deserving last season. Sometimes when you get those type of awards, for one, it's a little later than you should have got it. So like you were
Mm.
the coach of the year last year, but we're gonna give it to you this year. And
Yeah,
I'll be honest, let's call it for what it is though, Vern.
yes,
Man,
yes.
sometimes you don't want to be coach of the year. The coach of the year, man, them dudes be going through it. Like, hold on, they're getting fired. If the email ain't going nowhere, don't get me
No, you're
wrong. But
right
like for
about
the
that.
coaches,
You're
they
right
at this
about
point, they're like, no, don't give me that. Give
That's
it
like
to
that shit. That's
somebody
right. Yeah,
else.
that's right. That's right. That's good. Yeah.
Ask Mike Malone, man. My guy, Mike Malone. Like, oh man, get it out. Y'all can have that.
I get it. I get you, man. Well, I appreciate you so much, man. You know how much you mean to me, man, and the
Yes,
Maxwell
sir.
family. And I know you're blessed, man. Stay blessed, brother. Good luck. Let's go Rockets, man. And let the guys know and Vanessa and everybody and them say, peace, Houston Rockets. Let's go. Love you,
I
man.
got
Thanks.
you. I'm sure. Love you too, man. Love you too, man. Hey, Bird. We
Uh,
over in Atlanta. If you want to hit that, that late night, drive over here. We here, man. We ain't far. I know you got stuff to do, man.
I know when the game
And
is.
I'm gonna keep pressuring you. The
When the
game is tomorrow.
game.
I'm gonna keep pressuring you.
Well,
Tomorrow, I'm
see,
gonna
I
keep
told you. See, I
pressuring you.
remember I told you I got to go to Norfolk
I know you
State,
got a
man.
speech.
Yeah, I got to
I'm
get
just
out
messing with you because I know you meant, I know it's gonna mess with you. I'm gonna just let you know we're here. I'm gonna keep messing with you. I
I
know
hate
you
I
can't
can't
make
be
it.
there, man, because I can make a couple of stops. I can go in there and see my man Steven Jackson, and then I can come and see the
Hmm.
game. So, but no, so I'm gonna miss that. But man, I appreciate you so much, man. Much love. Thanks a lot, man.
My brother.
All right, my guy, commentator for the Indiana Pacers, damn team I don't like, Eddie Gill. Welcome to the show, my brother.
What's going on, OG? I appreciate you having me on. Much respect. Appreciate the path you and the trail you blazed. Symba, much respect to you as a young dope artist right now. And Scoop, appreciate y'all having me.
No, that's what's up, man. No,
Nets legend.
my brother.
no, thanks, man. Well, we was just talking about the East right now, Eddie. I'm sorry about that, man. I was talking about the Bucks, man, because y'all, what you think? Because they got Miles Turner and Cole Anthony and Giannis over there. You think they gonna be able to compete in the East? Come on, Scoop, talk to me about that.
Um, That's a difficult one because I think it's layered, not just who they have personnel-wise, but also whether Giannis wants to stay or whether he wants to go. I think they have the personnel to compete in the East, but I think they had a better chance to compete in the East last year than they do this year because I look at teams like Orlando and I look at Cleveland and I look at the New York Knicks as top three Eastern Conference teams. The Pacers obviously had their run last year and did well, but Halliburton being out, you ask those questions. So specifically to your question about the Bucks, I think Cole Anthony and others there are great on the roster. But it all depends on whether Giannis eventually asks out, whether he stays. And, there were a lot of conversations that Giannis was having in the offseason. I know that the two biggest buyers, other than the New York Knicks, were the Toronto Raptors and the Miami Heat. And I'm told that, Giannis did not want to go to Miami because of the rigidity of just a lot of the things that are in the front office and more. But specifically to just who's on paper, I think they're a talented group. But as far as competing for a championship, I'm not sure.
Okay, Symba, the same question, my brother. Answer that. Talk to me about that.
Man, I think it's time to blow it up in Milwaukee. I agree with Scoop. I think last year was the best shot they had. I think anytime you got somebody like Giannis on your team, you got a shot. But I don't think the personnel is around him for him to execute right now. If I'm being honest, I don't want to say this, Uncle V. I don't want to say it. I think it might be the year of the Knicks in the Eastern Conference. I don't want to say it. But the Knicks look like the most complete team to me in the Eastern Conference of someone that has the experience. They have the
I like it.
They have players. I think Cleveland is dope. I think Cleveland kind of relies on Donovan Mitchell a lot, and they suffered from injuries last year. But we also, can't count out those guys in Boston, man. I know they lost Tatum, but Jaylen Brown got something to prove. And we can't act like he's not an all-star. And they still got Derek White out there. They still got people out there. So I think it's going to be very interesting in the East. I think in Milwaukee, it's kind of time to blow it up. I think Giannis has kind of been throwing it out there that he wants to be somewhere else. So I don't see Milwaukee taking it further. But I do see the Knicks getting over that hurdle this year as far as making it to the finals in the city of New York, finally getting what they want from a long time.
We are the Knicks. Wow, another damn team I don't like. Coach, Eddie, talk to me. Eddie, talk to me, man. Talk to me.
I'm gonna preface my comment with that. I'm biased. Being here with the Pacers, a former patient, and now working with them. The people of Indiana would like to have a word with all three of you right now, actually. Because they would like to have a word. because I see no one mention them, in the competitive ranks right now. Obviously down, Tyrese Halliburton clearly is going to be a big miss for them. Miles Turner, obviously, this guy was with the Pacers for 10 years, was a mainstay, anchored the defense. He did a lot for them as well. So certainly those two guys are going to be missed. Now, having said that, they relied on their depth. They relied on their scrappiness. They relied on how hard they play, much like OKC, just wearing teams down, being physical, fast-paced. I think all of those things will remain, and they'll continue to rely on their depth. Now, having said that, I do agree with you guys. I like Cleveland. I like New York. I think Milwaukee. Giannis is going to give him a chance. He's arguably the best player in the game, so he's going to give him a chance as long as he's healthy. And he reminds me of the modern-day KG in terms of a guy who got all the skills and ability, and he got maximum dog in him, right? So he bringing it every single night. So he's going to give his team a chance. But the teams at East that's really interesting to me is going to be, and Scoop, I think you mentioned it, Orlando, and I also think Detroit made a big step last year. They made a big step last year. So love what JB Bickerstaff was able to bring there, and they got a good young talent. They got another Thompson. I don't know what's going on in that Thompson household, but those twins are something special.
It's that Bay Area. It's that Bay Area in them. They from the Bay, man.
All right, that Bay Area, my nephew say.
Man, listen, I should have raised both my kids out in the Bay then, because those two.
Yeah, bring them on down.
Mr. Gill, you brought up Detroit, and I think Detroit is kind of that lost element in the Eastern Conference in a world where everybody pays attention to the Knicks, everybody pays attention to Cleveland. I think Detroit, like, they shut the world up last season. They didn't get past the Knicks, but they had an impressive regular season, and I think Tobias Harris as the veteran anchor on that team, coupled with all the other pieces that are there, it's something to write home about. I think you brought up a good point.
Yeah, I don't know that they contend to get out the East, but you don't want to see them in the playoffs. It's going to be a rough series. No. But yeah, I would agree with those. With all of you, like I said, the Cavs, the Knicks, in no particular order, the Knicks, and then the other guys. And I think the Pacers are going to be right there again.
Yeah, I think we're still leaving out one team. And I know they always disappoint us, but we can't count out those Philadelphia 76ers. Paul George is healthy.
They gotta get it.
We got a new rookie in Edgecombe, right? He's looking hungry out there. Tyrese Maxey is always ready to come play. So you can never count the Sixers out, although you can, right? But they're good too for the East.
That Atlantic division before the season starts is the Knicks is to take. I'll be honest with you. I think it all hinges upon Paul George and Joel Embiid's health. We know what Tyrese Maxey can do.
Right.
And if we're going to go that order as far as a team that you can't sleep on, that's a young team, in my opinion, I'd rather count on a Toronto Raptors team in that regard than I would the 76ers at this point.
Hey, guys, one thing I wanted to ask y'all, because while we was on that damn Milwaukee shit, man, that Giannis, this motherfucker, I think he said he want to retire in Greece, playing basketball in Greece. What the fuck? He gonna disrespect the NBA like that? What the fuck? Come on, Coach Eddie, talk about this. What the fuck we got going on? Eddie, talk to me. What we got going on?
You got to respect home. So he from there. He's originally from there. Actually, parents migrated from Africa. He was born. I think all the brothers were born in Greece. But he made his money. He's been an MVP, won a championship. Nothing wrong with going home.
So you get to take your money and leave the damn country and just like say fuck us. I mean, come on. That's right.
That's one way to look at it.
Okay, so speak about that, man. Come on, man.
I mean, listen, as a I don't know who asked him that question, and I don't know if that was an international question. I don't know if that was a stateside question. I don't know if that was a magazine article or if that was a media scrum. But people ask you guys a lot of questions, and in that moment, that's how you feel. But I also look at it this way. Eddie, you may mention the fact that that's home. What's the difference between someone asking Giannis that and someone asking LeBron if he would play for the Cavs one more time before he retires? It's the same question. It's just cut different ways for whichever way you want to see it and whatever narrative you wanted to spin. You looked over the summer, you looked at Luka playing for Team Slovenia in those games. Like, these guys have lives outside of the NBA and get international money outside of just playing for the NBA. So I think you sometimes have to keep the way the question was asked and the way it was disseminated in mind also.
Okay.
I think too, if we look at it, I love what Scoop just said, because that's kind of my take on it. Think about the business that brings to his country and to where he's from, right? Think about all the jobs that create and the people that have come watch him play. I think it will be a great thing. We're now watching people starting to have conversations about LeBron and Maverick Carter starting a global league and the NBA going more global. So I think it's kind of smart for players to take control and go back to some of these places they're from and establish a business sense of what that is for themselves and for their country and for where they're from. I think it's a dope idea.
Yep. Okay, I like that. Hey, Eddie, I want to go back to Indiana. You've been there watching Halliburton leadership over the last year. Last year, you watched what stood out the most with just watching that kid, because he impressed me a lot last year. He was tough last year, man. Good God.
Yeah, man. I honestly, he hit some of the shots that he made in that playoff run and really leading up to it were you can't explain them. You can't write this in a script in terms of what it took for them to get to where they got to. But fearless, right? So and then sometimes he had some down games, and then he responded every single time with a big one. And then honestly, in Game 7. He doesn't go down with that injury. Who knows what happens? I'm not going to say they would have won or not because that's I don't think that's a realistic thing to say. But however, we've seen him get off to those kind of starts, and it turns into a big night. And that was a response from some of the other games. But just overall his ability to embrace the moment, bounce back from those types of down moments, and then as a team. I mean, scrappy. They didn't care about who was saying what. Were they going like every series? Milwaukee, it was kind of a coin toss. But you go into Cleveland, no one thought that they was going to beat Cleveland. They just wore them down throughout the series.
Yes.
Now Darius Garland didn't play in Game 1, but everyone was there for the rest of the series, and they just wore them down. And then you get to the Knicks, no one's picking them against the Knicks, and they wear them down and beat them in 6 games and close them out here in Indy. And then many people had them getting swept by OKC, and they take them to a Game 7. So, man, they don't care what the conversation is outside of that locker room. You know what I'm saying? So that's probably the most impressive thing to me is they stay locked in on what they got going on and go out and play as hard as they can. And they was essentially a half away from a championship.
Oh, wow. Good answer. Hey, well, I ain't gonna keep you guys on too much longer, but I want to ask you guys your MVP predictions and a scoop on who you think will be the finals matchup. Go ahead.
The MVP. I hate these questions because why can't Shea be the MVP again?
That's what I say.
Why can't he? Listen, they gave it to Jokic all those years.
Yes.
All those years. And out of all those years, they gave it to Embiid once. So I'm going to go with Shea. As far as the finals, I'd like to see Knicks in Minnesota.
That's crazy. Fuck the Knicks, though.
Are you holding on to it? OG,
yeah,
holding on to it.
Nah, man, I don't like that stuff. Hey, I like that prediction. Hey, go ahead, Symba. Good God, Scoop.
Man, I think I'm at the ride with Scoop with Shea Gill on this one. I think his confidence, him winning that ring, is just his confidence is going to go to another level. And it seems like the game comes very easy for him. He takes the proper shots. He just lets it come to him. If not him, I could see Joker. If we can get a healthy Embiid, even maybe. But what I would like to see in the finals is that man right there, Wardell. Wardell, Stephen Curry versus the New York Knicks is what I would like to see.
Eddie, I want to ask you that same question.
Love it. That's funny. I'm gonna go with SGA too, and he got it last season. I actually think he should have got it 2 years ago when on that second one that Jokic got. And then man, for the finals, man, that's a tough one. I could see OKC getting back there again, but I'm gonna go. Y'all was talking about my guy before I jumped on, so I played JUCO ball with Ime.
Okay.
Ime, that's my man. That's my man. So I'm gonna put in a vote for Houston coming out the West. I think KD might tip the scale for them to get them over the top and get them in. And then I'm gonna pull a homer move like Symba just did, and I'm gonna go with the Pacers coming out of the East again.
On to you, boy.
Great answer.
I'm going with the home team.
Yeah.
Hey, Scoop B, back to you, baby. Rookie of the year.
Dylan Harper.
Rookie of the year, Symba.
Cooper Flag, man. That boy out there balling already. I think he got the team to do it. He got AD. When Kyrie get back, he's got Klay Thompson. He got PJ Washington. So I think all the tools is there for Cooper Flag to be set up to do it.
Eddie.
Man, I like Cooper Flag. I think those other guys going to take the ball out of his hands a little bit. He looks good. I don't know that he's going to have the numbers to back it, although I think he got a bright future. Don't get me wrong.
Yes.
But, man, I'm going to go with Scoop on this one again, too. We just had Dylan Harper in here for a preseason game, and I watched him when he was at Rutgers. That kid is the real deal.
Hey, fellow Don Bosco Prep Ironman, sir. Fellow Don Bosco Prep Ironman.
Hey, y'all got to listen who I say now. I got a vote. I like Ace Bailey.
Yeah.
Come on now. Come on. He been hooping. Ace Bailey. Huh?
Yeah. And that might not be a bad call because I don't know how good Utah's going to be. So they're going to give him the ball.
He's going to have the ball a lot. He's going to be able to do a lot. That's why I like Ace Bailey. That's what I'm saying now.
Hey, Vern.
I'm just saying.
Talk shit like you. So you
I already know.
Like
He from the dirt. He from the dirt. I love him, man. My son says he's the best player ever played against. My son over there at junior college.
Yeah, he could go.
But hey, now what do we say? Defensive player of the year. Scoop.
I'm biased.
We know you Draymond.
Draymond Green. They cheated him last year. They gave it to Evan Mobley. We was upset in the Bay Area. Draymond Green deserved Defensive Player of the Year last year, and he will get it this year.
Scoop, who you say?
Well, I feel like people vote based off of who's the tallest and who blocks shots being tall. You've seen that in the past with Gobert. I'll be honest with you. I've spoken at length with Bam Adebayo about this. I feel there's a couple of years that Bam deserved Defensive Player of the Year and didn't get it. If not Wemby, I'd like to see Bam. But, I'd like to see Bam just from my professional notebook. But I have a feeling, based off of my theory, that they're going to give it to Wemby.
All right, good answer. Eddie.
Yeah, I'm the one thing I don't like, and I've said this since the beginning of time, they've been giving it to guys who lead the league in rebounding and lead the league in block shots, or a guy who's leading the league in steals. He's up in the conversation too. Meanwhile, that guy who's leading the league in steals can't guard anybody standing still. So I'm going with just flat out, can you guard a guy, keep a guy in front and lock up like that? And again, I'm going to go with a Pacers guy, Andrew Nembhard.
Oh, my goodness, I love him. He was never going to get it because he doesn't get a bunch of steals and he don't get block shots. Yes.
But man, can you keep a guy? Can you keep a guy in front of you?
In front of you. That's right. That's what I'm talking about. That's my guy. I love a man, Thompson.
I like him too. Yes, both the Thompsons. Yeah, they locked up too.
Yeah. The one in Detroit, I didn't like where Brunson hit him in that game winner. And he, I don't think you that good a defensive player. You get, them guys crafted with that motherfucking ball now, but god damn, he had him. He was way over there by my peoples over here at my damn island over here. And I was like, good God, he hit him with the game winner. And I don't like that. So I like his brother, but he won it in Houston, man. Hey, man, I would appreciate Symba, my brother, man, my youngin', man. I love you so much, for coming on the show, man, and being a co-host. Man, you co-hosting this motherfucker. So
hey, man, anytime you be here, I'm Uncle V. I will be the Golden State correspondent. Y'all can call me. Anything you need from coaching information to analytics, anything. I'm here for the Golden State Warriors. I would like to leave with this: Warriors in 6. I will see y'all this season.
Oh my goodness. Hey, Scoop B, we got something coming up. We're gonna be doing something special together, man. Thanks for coming on the show, man. Appreciate you so much. I love you so much, brother. You know that.
You too, man. Eddie, Symba, good to see you both.
Eddie, thanks, man. It means a lot, man. I want to talk to you again, Eddie.
That's love. Let's do it again, man.
We're gonna stay in touch, man. We're gonna stay in touch. I appreciate you so much. And I was kidding about it. I don't like the Indiana Pacers. I love all that players, man.
I was watching those games. I know the real.
All right, thanks, man. All right, love y'all brothers, man. Thanks. Stay blessed, man.
First and foremost, we want to shout out to everybody that came through today. We had a great conversation, man. These boys got me nervous about these Rockets out here, man. Y'all looking too good on paper right now. But my Golden State Warriors go get it done. Till next time, stay tuned with us. This is Truth Be Told with your boy Symba and my dog, my uncle, the coldest Mad Max, Vernon Maxwell.
You better know it. Stay tuned.